What's up, y'all? You're watching Union Minded. I'm your host, Eric, and today we're going to talk about organizing. But it might not be the kind of organizing you're thinking about. Hit the like button, subscribe button, drop some comments, share the video, ring the notification bell so you never miss a one, and share. Like I said, it's important. So what do I mean organizing? Well, it is true. It's on us to organize every electrical worker into the electrical trade, into the electrical union. It's on us to organize workers into unions, to help others get into unions, even if they're not a part of our union. Maybe we help them find the right unions. It's important to talk to other workers. That being said, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about internal organizing of your local. I'm talking about how do you get your local to represent your wishes? Or better yet, the wishes of the rank and file. And more importantly, how do we even know what the rank and file wants? Everybody doesn't want the same thing. So we have to figure out, how the heck do we get to a consensus? I came across a post on social media that had a reference of a disgruntled union member being described as someone who hates their union. And the retort to that attack was, no, you don't seem to understand. I love my union, and that's why I'm disgruntled. You may be in a local that feels like a contractor's local. You may be in a local that feels like it does not serve the rank and file's best interest. But how do you deal with that? First thing you got to find out is, what you feel real, or is it just what you feel? Is it the reality? Is the local not representing the membership, or is it representing the membership and you're the outlier? That's an interesting question that we don't ask ourselves very often. But maybe you're the outlier, and so you may never feel represented, but the body politic, the rank and file membership, feels just fine with the representation they're getting. But how do you find that out? How do you know? Well, here's the truth, guys. You got to talk to each other and find out what the consensus is first. And that's more than just passively talking about it, although you'll get anecdotal evidence that way. But you do have to actually talk to each other. But now you say, hey, Eric, I never run into these people. How am I supposed to talk to them about, work and our conditions and our contract and our pay? Like, how am I supposed to talk to these folks? I don't work with all of them. Where am I supposed to see these people to find out this information about what we all feel we need to be getting? Well, there's several ways to go about it, and the most obvious one would be to go to your union meetings. But wait, a lot of people don't go to union meetings. So can you really build an idea of what the membership wants at a union meeting? So what's the best avenue? Well, I would say the best avenue would be to participate in your union's events. Participate in my union's events, but my union doesn't represent me, man. I don't want to participate in those events. That's being narrow-minded, short-sighted. The reason you go to these events is not only to make sure that those events are well attended so that they continue to happen, but also it gives an opportunity for the rank and file to gather in a location. And further than that, it's the rank and file that most likely you don't work with. So you'll be able to see other folks. Now, here's the other part of that. Many times, it's the same folks that go to these events. But there's always one or two or three new faces. And so this is a very good way to gauge what the membership wants, so that you can understand what the heck it is that you really should be pushing for. And that would be how you start to internally organize. It gets deeper than that. You make surveys. You get them out to folks. You find out what they want. You organize your own events in different areas. Get to talking to people. You find out what's going on. You go to your brotherhood nights. Talk to folks. And more than just general pleasantries, we have to be deliberate in our conversations. I try to make it so that when I converse with someone, I don't waste a word. Unless we're just BSing, but even when we're BSing, I try to impart knowledge, wisdom. I try to understand where they come from. I am intentional with my conversations with just about everybody. The cashier at the grocery store, I'm intentional with those conversations. It's important that we're like this, because how else do you know if what you're feeling is real? Our own perception can kind of blur things sometimes, you know what I mean? And we got to be mindful of that. But it's critical. If you feel like you're part of a contractor's local and you feel like it's not the rank and file isn't represented, it's critical that you internally organize your union more so to find out what they want. Find out if once everybody agrees, now you got to organize to change the seats of power. And why do you change the seats of power? Because these guys are doing things the way they've always been done. They're doing these things the way it's always been. They're not bad folks. They're just poorly trained. And not even because of something that they did wrong. It's just the status quo is not what's working. You need to have folks in there that are not raised in this system of defeatist mentality that you're afraid to try anything. You got to get folks in there that aren't afraid to try. I'll tell you what. I would be perfectly fine if things started to go poorly, if new ideas were being tried and they just weren't working. What frustrates, I think, most members in locals across the country, I think what frustrates the most is a lot of these contractor locals won't try anything. And it gives the impression that the contractors are like, you're either allowed to do this or you're not allowed to do this. And why would they have that motivation? I don't know. But it's because, in my view, this is how things have been done for so long. And I'm talking generally, as far as unions go. Generally speaking, right now we're doing great as far as public opinion, right? We're at 70%. It's the highest it's ever been in God knows how long as far as public opinion goes. But it seems to me that there are many elected union officials who are still in the old model and not taking advantage of this opinion shift. Make no mistake, this opinion shift didn't happen because these union leaders of these unions are dynamic. Although Amazon Labor Union, remember, Chris Malls is dynamic and no established union backed him. No one came to help. No one came to talk to the Amazon workers and help them get organized. Nobody. Not the AFL-CIO, nobody. Nobody came to help out. And they got it done. And they got their union started. So I'm not talking about those dynamic young leaders that are new with no experience. Like I said, this experience of leadership seems to be the problem. It also seems to be the problem in the federal government. This experience, this is how we do things. Well, maybe we need somebody with less experience. Somebody naive enough to believe that we can actually change things. Because until we get those type of leaders, some of us will always feel like we're not being represented. Don't get me wrong, there's people that are satisfied. They're happy-go-lucky, happier than a pig in poop. I don't know what to say about those folks. But if you're someone who is not satisfied, do it yourself. Organize on your own. You don't need permission. I don't ask for permission. I just do what I want to do. And hopefully folks come along and help out. But you'll be surprised how many people would be willing to do so if all you do is ask. They may not always back you, but folks are going to show up to help out. So do things and then talk to each other, because We are the ones that have to save our unions, our locals, our way of life. Looking up for help has never worked. Never. Don't look up for assistance. Look left and right. Work together and get it done. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's just random thoughts, man. I was thinking about it today when I saw that post, and I was like, it's frustrating as hell, but man, it's on us to fix this. Maybe I can make a video about the how and how we do it. Anyway, it's probably falling on deaf ears. Y'all have a good one, man. Let's fix this junk. You know what I'm saying? My name's Eric. You're watching Your Mind. And remember, the fight's not left and right. It's up and down. It's going to take solidarity to win. Always, each one teach one. Get out there and reach one. Peace.